be humble and really go work hard and do the best I can, or shut it down.
Right.
If you shut it down, then it's that, okay, that's everything I've been through in my life, it doesn't matter anymore.
You're a running back now, right? So you played linebacker, you've done a few different things. 2018, your senior season, even before that, but your senior season, you're coming in as the starting running back after playing defensive line, after playing linebacker, playing all these positions. How did that come about? How did you become the starting running back?
Just with the team, just helping the team. We needed some offensive production. Just trying to put people different ways. I scored a few touchdowns the year before, so just try to give it the best chance I could and go out and help the team.
You had a quality wide receiver. You had some pieces to the puzzle there to where you weren't going to be the premier offensive player on the team. So you do the best you can with the touches you get. At some point, there's some kind of coaching philosophy adjustment to things, and you look up and you're not the starting running back. That had to be not the easiest thing to handle for you as a senior, right? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, the coaches felt like we weren't winning games, and where do you go? Like you said, you have a quality receiver, but teams started taking that away. Pretty good quarterback. So okay, we're going to try to build around the quarterback. Well, it's you. You're the problem. So we're going to take you out. And I got two reasons. If this is really what I want to do with my life, be humble and really go work hard and do the best I can, or shut it down.
Right.
If you shut it down, then it's that, okay, that's everything I've been through in my life, it doesn't matter anymore.
Many athletes end up in this predicament at some point in their careers. They get to the point to where they're not getting played or not getting the touches that they should get. And a lot of people say, you know what, I'm just going to go study, I'm going to go try to finish my degree, or I'm going to go play this sport instead of that sport. You didn't do any of those things. Would you say it's the mental toughness that you developed over the span of your life that made it an easy decision to go ahead and buckle down and figure it out opposed to running from it?
In any sport, any job, it's not the person who's in charge that makes the shots. To put you in a position of work, to a coach to play you, it's for you to make them play you. So that's it. If I go out every day and prove myself, a coach is going to give me an opportunity.
Right. You still dressed, you still went there, you still practiced all week. Hard practice for you, tough practice, a week of practice for you? Was there any difference?
I think it was better because you know what? It wasn't I'm the starter. Now it was like, just go play ball.
Yeah.
And that's how you should have been doing it from the beginning. Don't think of it as I'm the starter. Just go play ball.
Right.
If you just go play ball and you remember you're having fun. Not, I got to do a certain this. I have to have 10 touchdowns. Every touch I get, make an opportunity. Have fun with both my parents. I've been kicked out of my house. Been to a few schools.
Yeah.
This is just football.
Right. So this piece of adversity, I mean, you
It
kind of
ain't
gloss
nothing.
over it, right?
If I I lost both my parents. If I could get through that, I can do anything.
Right. So it's a common saying in football is really the term starter just means that you're on the field, the first play. That's all it means, right? But in college football, especially as a running back, you know that you're not going to play the whole game with one running back, right? So if I remember correctly, there was some kind of adversity with the other running back, maybe a turnover or something like that, or a missed assignment maybe. You look up, you're back on the field. You're right back where you started. You're right back where you felt like you should have been the whole time. However, you earned it right through that week of practice. You didn't quit. You didn't run away. You didn't do any of those things. You're back on the field early in the game. If you recall, how did that game go?
Pretty well. We go for players of the week, and I got the offensive player of the week. So it was pretty rewarding at the end of the day. But you gotta have patience.
Right. Were there any other games that season before that first game that you didn't start, that you weren't the starting running back?
No.
Or was that the first time?
That was the first one.
Were you the player of the week in any other of those games?
No.
So the first game, you're the player of the week. is actually the only game that you weren't the starter. That after the season ends, your career didn't end. So what happened after you finished playing college football? What was the next step in your career?
Fortunately, Bismarck, we have a pro arena team in North Dakota, Bismarck Bucks, and Coach Miller, new head coach there.
That's an indoor
pro arena.
Okay.
Yeah, he get in the IFL. He gave me a call and said, come compete and see if you can earn yourself a job. And
yeah. He wasn't calling you saying, "Hey, I got a spot. You're gonna be a guy."
No.
He was calling you saying, "Hey, come give it a shot."
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Okay. And you went and did that, right? You went and did that. This was a few months ago, right?
Yeah.
I just watched you on TV the other night, and you had a pretty good game. Caught a touchdown pass, first of your professional career.
Yeah.
Already had a few touchdown runs.
Right.
You made tackles, right? So you battle through all these adversities, all the way up to 2017, and I'm sure you're still working through life, right? So I'm sure you're still going through things, but at this moment, you're a professional athlete, right? You battled through all those things in your past to get here. You play offense for the professional football team. You play defense when your number's called to play defense. You catch touchdown passes. You run the ball into the end zone. You break a lot of tackles. You make a guy miss from time to time. A lot of traits have opened up some of our eyes and some other people in high level, elite level sports. You're starting to garner some attention there as well. Tell me about rugby. What does rugby mean to you?
Maybe a life-changing experience. Something I've never done, but I've always had interest in, and I think it could give me maybe a different outlook on sports. It's a gentleman's sport. It's something that where I come from is not heard of. It's not done, but I feel like where I'm from and the athletes that we do have in any community where there's minorities that it's a game that's not introduced, but the skill set of the game is nothing but fumble rumble or backyard football.
It's a great line. He has men outside. Down bigger. Scott Williams for the line. Try by Wales. What a try.
And what an angle, as I said. Halimos off the wing. Doesn't panic. Bigger. Scott Williams.
You can give these kids an opportunity and give them a different path out instead of football, basketball, baseball. I feel like there's a lot of sports out there that aren't given in every community, that don't give some kids an advantage to get out. Trusting God most and foremost. Praying is, I think, the best thing anyone can do. I think journaling is good because it allows you to write down what you're thinking at that moment. I feel like sometimes we get into a place where we think these thoughts and then we go to reflect on them, but we forget what we're talking about. You write it down, you can go back and say, okay, have I grown from this experience? So embrace the challenges. If you come here and you do what's right, you're gonna get good results. If you come here and be a jackass, you're gonna get jackass results. And that's the truth in anything for anybody. So it's what you put in is what you're gonna get out. And don't give up. Life's too short, do the right things, do numbers, beat the odds, stay prayed up, and everything's gonna be all right.